Bing, bop, boom, on the dead homies. What down, people? Hold on, let me see if I'm live. Yes, okay, let me see if the audio is right. Let me check if the audio is right. Okay, cool. All right, bet we live. All right, so I've been on a little road, you know what I'm saying? It's the third day streaming, you feel me? Make sure you support the boy, hit the like button, support the move, and subscribe if you're new. Let's get into it, but you know how we gotta start off first. I've been, for 2025, I've been like going into my music library. I don't know, I just randomly just started deleting like a whole bunch of music, like I'm not listening to, or just songs that don't move me like it used to. And I've been picking up on some new artists here and there. So I'm letting you know that, no, I'm not but I done fell into the TikTok rabbit hole of a couple artists, and they do Christian rap. And this ain't the Christian rap I used to hear back in the day type Christian rap. They using trap beats and hood melodies to make Christian rap now. It's crazy, but you know, I only listen to Lecrae, but it's some new artists I've been seeing, so it's like, hold on. So, no, I'm not no crazy like Bible thumper and all that type of stuff, but hey man, I respect the person craft. So we gonna introduce, it's a guy from Indianapolis too. He's called 3 a.m. in Indianapolis. That's what I'm gonna play right now, cause that's just the mood I'm in before I get into the video. So let's get it. It's Jay Border from Indianapolis. But yeah, here you go. Oh, snap. Oh, that didn't work out.
I feel like Michigan, trying to tell my bros to live for Christ, they don't be listening. I don't got no ice, but my light shine, boy, I'm glistening. No watch up on my wrist, but if I get one, I won't bust it down. You ain't praying for me? Okay, bet, just don't come around. Could barely see my POP, he had to hold it down. Now I got that 2020, even when that sun is down. Demon hit my line, but I'm on D&D. I'm trying to look like Christ, so they ain't seeing me. I was bought with blood, spirit living me. Walking down that valley, ain't no fear in me. This that Christian, no Dior, this that true religion. 3 nails plus 1 cross, we don't do division. Put the old me in the box just like a television. My brother got 9 scripts, he shoot with precision. From a city where they slide, but they don't listen to no K-pop. Only time they do is when they slide and let the K-pop. Praying for my city, no I can't stop. They need G.O.D., I'm trying to put them all in they top. I'm trying to slide for souls, but if we miss, we split again.
The boy nice, you know what I'm saying? I was, just Indianapolis rapper, Christian rapper, hit the like button, support him. I probably gonna, subscribe. But yeah, buddy, you know what I'm saying? Now, no promotion. Like I said, I don't know him. I just went down a rabbit hole. Don't know the guy like that or nothing like that. So ain't no like paid promotion or crazy. Oh, that's my cousin. Nah, it's just, it was on TikTok, seen the man. Bro, fire. And I think I'm gonna go after that and the other guy, I'm finna like change up direction with my music. Just I think it's time. It's like it seemed like in that certain area, that certain vibe, you just like change up stuff. Ain't nothing wrong with rap. I'm not one of them people that, hip hop is just, it served its purpose. And sometimes in life you gotta evolve, you know what I'm saying? I'm not finna say, they rap about the same thing. It ain't been the same since Sexy Red. No, none of that. It's just, it's a turn. I don't know if anybody else has felt it like I felt it, but it's just like it's a U-turn in music now. You know what I'm saying? It's like a detour or something. And it's like, for me, it was about cleaning up my stuff, cleaning up my music history and Apple Music. But neither here nor there. Y'all ain't coming here for that. Anywho, we start off with a video. Again, this is a shameless. I'm at work right now, so the audio is how it is. But I want to be persistent. I want to keep dropping these videos and keep giving my little takes here and there about what's going on with gaming and everything. So today we're gonna be talking about the PlayStation Portal, and you seen the title, you seen where I'm coming from pretty much. Sony just made their console irrelevant. And this was history in the making for me. Dry Station 5 is real. And I'm just gonna give you my little point of why is this. PlayStation Portal, when it first released, was, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, in my opinion, it was a complete and utter failure. It was a gimmick that nobody wanted and nobody asked for, and literally was a crash and burn upon release. Reason being, you might ask, because everybody have their opinion, you know, it was great for me, I loved it, and I can play with it on my toilet, whatever. The issue with the PlayStation Portal was it was literally tethered, umbilical cord to the PS5, where you could not use it outside of your home Wi-Fi unless, you know, they did some workarounds. People did workarounds with the hacks and using phone hotspots, but if you wasn't tech savvy, out the box playing that device, you literally was tethered to your four walls of your home next to your web browser, next to your router in your PS5. You literally could not play it without it. It was only remote play only. And that was like the dumbest, terrible downfall, in my opinion, about that device, because Sony have given us the PlayStation Portal, and people like myself and others were looking for a device either similar or on the same wavelength as the PlayStation Portal. The PSP, the PSP. PlayStation Portal was just a really good design. Like, it's a really good design device, but this one hiccup made it just irrelevant, to the point of why would you even buy it? It was no point of even buying it. It's just the same issue with the PlayStation VR 2 when it released, and it was like, okay, you literally have us tethered, once again, umbilical cord to the PS5, and this device can't do anything outside of just playing PS5 only. And then later on, after they seen the failure of the PlayStation VR 2, they decided to say, hey, we'll allow it to be third party, something we should have allowed out the box for the device. But guess what? Since we having a tizzy fit and we're upset that we can't keep it just directly exclusive to the PS5, we're gonna charge you for an adapter to allow you to use it for the PC. Sony being Sony. So in this situation, same thing happened with the Portal. Due to the failure of the PlayStation Portal's release, upon release, it has decided to drop their umbilical cord and grow up and be an actual adult, and allow the device to stream games via just the device itself, and not having to have a PlayStation a PlayStation 5 or PS5, which is dope and monumental within itself. I gotta give my hat out, shout out to Parker, because he did bring this up, and when the PlayStation Portal was released during the Discord, and he was like, oh, Sony can just probably go down later on the road and release an update which allow it to play remotely without the PS5. He did say that. I'm giving that man his props. But in this decision, in my opinion, but they also was like, okay, you have to have a premium PlayStation Plus service to get the cloud streaming to do this, which is like, okay, cool. It's a reasonable way to bump up your subscriptions. I see the little gimmick. All right, cool. It's kind of like, you know, Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, when you get to cloud stream on top of PC games as well from Game Pass. And it's like, okay, cool, bet. I get it. Not really tripping about it. Now they are saying that they have a new update that's coming out. So right now, cloud beta for the PlayStation Portal allow you to play over 120 PlayStation games via the cloud, just like xCloud in a sense. You know what I'm saying? But unlike xCloud on Xbox, where we can play anything, anywhere, it doesn't matter. You can get it from a cell phone to a Fire Stick to a tablet. Their version is just strictly for the PlayStation Portal, which is cool. It's gonna, bump some sales up for it if you are smart, and that's something that you would like to do. But they also are saying that they're finna completely come out with like a full downloadable library. So your entire PlayStation library will be able to be accessible via the PlayStation Portal without a PS5 at all. And that right there is the downfall of the PlayStation console, in my opinion. And y'all gonna say, oh, PlayStation, they got over 60 million consoles in the market and everybody want a PlayStation, PS5, whatever. I ain't trying to hear all that. This is the reason why. Because for the smart individuals like myself and others that did not waste our money to get a PS5, I looked up, if you haven't heard my story, check out my previous videos on how I got a PS5. Shameless plug for my videos. Anyway, for the smart people that did not buy a PS5 or a PS5 Pro, if that matter, that was the biggest scam in the last 5 to 10 years in gaming, in my opinion, the PS5 Pro, but neither here nor there. If you were smart and you did not buy one of these devices for either scalper prices or heck, even retail price at this point, if you have not bought one, this is very smart of you, very smart. And for those that were suckered and duped and just ignorant and went out and actually bought this device, there's hope for you as well in this situation. I mean, not the PlayStation Portal, but the PS5 and the PS5 Pro. For you individuals that bought that, there's help for you also in this situation. So, the CFOs and the CEOs and all the FFOs and all them people are pretty much coming out saying that the PS5, the PlayStation in 2025 are doubling down with game as a service games. They're here to stay. Sony hasn't deterred from their whole buying exclusive deals. As of right now, there's no word of no information about them not doing that anymore. I think they're going to continue to roll out the wheel and money hat certain games to be exclusive. And you have literally little to no third AAA games that's coming out. You have some, but not a lot. And on top of that, Sony's AAA games, they only focus on single player games. They don't really do multiplayer like they're jumping feet first into the game as a service, which is multiplayer or whatever, but for the most part, they don't have any real multiplayer games. Their bread and butter are single player games, and particularly Spider-Man, who's keeping the lights on over there, with a couple of other games like God of War and Last of Us that's, paying a couple bills here and there. But for the rent, who's paying the rent over there? Spider-Man. So if you are smart right now, and this is the greatest value that you can ever get out of a PlayStation right now, and it will not break your pockets. Really won't. So you can get a PlayStation Portal for about $200, I think, under $200, probably $150 at the pawn shop. You know what I'm saying? If you're lucky, whatever. you can buy, and this is financial advice. I'm helping your pockets to continue to play PlayStation games without having to spend over $1,000. This is how smart this is. Even $700. Hell, I don't think you're even gonna touch $500. But either here or there. You can go and buy the PlayStation Portal right now. Update to the 4.01 update, I believe, and then buy the PlayStation Premium subscription and then get access to all of your catalog of games, which is perfect. You still get the PlayStation experience on a really good controller, a little device. PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation 5 Pro really doesn't have anything worthwhile anyway for the price tag that it has. So you just spend $200 plus a membership, I don't know, $20 a month to gain 120 access to that. Once this update rolls out, which probably will be relatively soon, probably around March or something like that, because they want to get the income tax money. You get this update, and now you got access to every game that you own, regardless if it's third party, first party, whatever the case may be, AAA, indie. You get access to all of your downloadable games via the PS Portal without even having to break past $500. This is the smartest thing Sony has done. They fixed their error and they trial and their ways. It was a finesse move because they could have did this out the jump for you imbeciles and idiots that, impulse buy just because you have the money and equity to do so. You just impulse buy the device that couldn't be functional, couldn't really be used unless you had a PlayStation 5, which cost you $500, $500 to $700, depending on where you came in at with the Pro. And then you turned around and had to get this Portal for whatever reason. That shot you up to like $900, $700 without tax right now. And that ain't including the games and et cetera, or your subscription. You spent almost over $1,000 for this said device. Whereas the people that waited, the intelligent ones that seen the finesse, seeing that it was not worth the money, now they're seeing that, okay, Sony has allowed the library to be accessible remotely without a PS5 at all or a PS5 Pro. Guess what? They just saved over $700, $500 and still have access to their library via update. I take those odds any day of the week. So for me personally, I will be buying me a PS Portal once that update rolls out. So I'm gonna try to find me one like on Craigslist or OfferUp or something like that. No shameless plug. I'm not buying retail for nothing Sony related ever again in life because it just ain't worth the money. I'm gonna start building my library. I like to get the games like when they on sale. I don't pay no more than like $30 for PlayStation games. That's the good price range for a PlayStation game. And then on top of that, I can play all the single player experience and get the trophies and yada, yada, yada without breaking the pockets. I literally only gonna probably spend, about $200 for the, well, it ain't gonna be $200. So I'm just gonna say the retail price, but $200, even though it's gonna be under $200, and then pay for a subscription, which is about, I say $150. I'm gonna round up like comfortably around $150, $160. We'll give it $160, whatever. I'm gonna come out of pocket $360, under $360. Whereas you morons went out and spent over $900. And I'm gonna get the same experience, get the same achievements, play the same games. I think the only thing that will be missing, and if they could do it, if possible, I don't know if it can or can't do it right now, but if I am home and I'm able to hook it up to a monitor, chef kiss. A win's a win at that point. That's just optional if I wanted to just be like, oh, I want to play on the screen, and boom, I'm able to hook it up to the screen. But other than that, I get the PlayStation experience for under $360. You can't beat it. So that's my video. That's how Sony literally finessed themselves. Well, I can't even say they finessed themselves because they made a good profit on the consoles. Well, it was number 1 and 2 ranked, sold well. A lot of people have them in their homes. Heck, scalpers spent over $1,000 on the device. From a business perspective, Sony destroyed it, killed it, can't lie, won't fold, won't say nothing. They know their customers. They know that they're able to finesse their customers out of large amount of money with little to no efforts, and give them little to no efforts. And this is case in point of that, because literally if you count the people that bought the PSVR 2, the PlayStation Portal, and the PS5 Pro or PS5, that whole bundle, I'm talking about day one buyers, them individuals spent over $1,500. Let that sink in. They spent over $1,500, not including tax, probably not including tax. They spent over $1,500. Regardless if you traded in anything to get this thing or whatever the case may be. You spent over $500 to $700 plus for an experience I'm about to get for $360. Hey man, this your boy Double O Melo. Sign off in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think about this situation. Were you a day one buyer that feel like you got finessed? Do you think that this PlayStation Portal update is worth the money and you want to either buy it or, subscribe for it, for access to do all of this? Sound off in the comment section. This your boy One Love. God bless. Peace. Boy, I'll tell you one thing. As a businessman, the greatest thing to ever walk into a restaurant or retail store when you're selling a product is a sucker. Someone that you can upsell. If I can sell you a toothbrush that only costs me 50 cents and I can sell it to you for $10, who's really winning at this point? So Sony, boy, they playbook is nice. That's all I gotta say. They playbook is nice. Sony knows their consumers, and they capitalize on y'all every time with no Vaseline.